Let me know if you can hear me, baby. Hey, guys, what's good? Let's come over here and see who's all in the building. I see Ebony. Hey, beautiful. How you doing, baby? What's good? I see Mark. How you doing? Hello, how you doing, baby? Hit the like button on your way in. What up, Thought Club 3 a.m.? I see everybody saying hi to each other. This is helping me loosen my joints. That's what's up. What's up, Cases and Cams? Who else is in the building? JW's in the building. Mr. Thunder Lightning is back. Divine Photos in the building. Good, guys.
Cassie is allegedly going to...
So hold up. So y'all know, y'all seen the time, right? Double standards, okay? So, old Crusty Lips is suing Cassie. And think about it. Think about it. Everybody says she's a victim, right? I'm not saying that she's not a victim on any stance, right? But what I am saying is most crazy people, right? When they do stuff, they was a victim of some sort, right? So we about to talk about this. That's what we about to talk about.
to lose some of the millions of dollars that she won in the Diddy settlement because she allegedly knowingly passed on STDs to both men and women, which likely occurred during Diddy's now infamous freak-offs.
Good morning. This is Clayton, a domestic violence advocate, victim rights advocate, victim of intimate partner stalking, and unfortunately a victim in the recent Sean Combs sex trafficking debacle. I am also a first-year law student completing his first semester, and I want to talk a little bit today about why I am suing Sean Combs and Cassandra Ventura for a RICO. Now, everyone's going to say, did he beat the RICO? What are you doing? First and foremost, you can win a criminal RICO and still be sued for a civil RICO because the two are independent of each other, but one can reinforce another, meaning that if he had been convicted of the criminal RICO, then my civil RICO would have been a slam dunk. However, luckily for Diddy, he was acquitted. Now, just because he was acquitted in a criminal trial, does that mean he's innocent in a civil capacity? Well, people, I want to inform you, it absolutely does not. Minorities, black and brown people out there, victims out there, there's an old expression that goes, if you want to keep, at least it's used for minorities, that if you want to keep black people unaware of something, put it in a book. And that's because minorities, for the most part, don't like to educate themselves, people. We go off what the public and the mainstream outlets tell us. And that's really because of mental laziness. The truth of the matter is, people, you have a fundamental right as a private citizen to learn your civil rights and to begin to understand the law, which is something that I want to say began my path on several years ago.
Okay, I'll read this comment real quick. You right about this. I understand Stockholm Syndrome, but she still bears, some of the culpability in the matter, right? You right about that, because think about how many people get touched on and all kind of different abuse, right? Then do you get to say, well, that some things happened to me, so I had to go out there and do that? No, you don't. You don't get to do that, right? You don't. So I do understand that.
I have put great time and energy into studying the RICO doctrine, which is basically the Sedema doctrine. And it originates from a case which is, I believe, Sedema versus Emirates, which was a civil case where a Belgian company sued a U.S. company for certain violations to the RICO statute. Now, I am also a victim of the Sean Combs sex trafficking conspiracy, and I have intimate knowledge of what truly transpired inside the hotel suites of the now famous Diddy and Cassie freak-offs. I was called for years to serve as Cassandra Ventura at the behest of herself and then eventually Mr. Combs. I have seen abuse, I have seen drug use, I have seen horrible domestic violence that I would actually say that I am quite still traumatically affected by when I remember some of the things that I saw Mr. Combs do to Miss Ventura. But now, did he do those things to her because she would not engage in sexual encounters, people? The truthful answer to that question is no. Cassandra Ventura was never beaten because she did not want to have a sexual encounter. That's not why Mr. Combs hit her. Mr. Combs would hit her because of domestic issues between the two of them. Like the fact that his woman would not listen when he told her to do things like not make men drinks, like not have sex behind his back when he went in other rooms. I'm not saying these things are valid, people, but what I am saying is that she would violate the trust of the relationship, and him being more of a gorilla than a Vanessa, he put hands on her. That was wrong, people. And there were many times where I did witness this, that I did actively take steps to stop it. Now, I didn't jump in and start putting hands on Diddy, because once I realized who he was, people, I wasn't that damn stupid. But I want to say that.
Okay. So look, that is a crazy frame shot, right? He's what up, Incredible Greens? He says, he a victim. Wow, you are involved. I will say this, right? Let's switch the roles. Let's say this was a woman who was getting called to the room. She was getting paid, right? She was getting paid and came multiple different times to the room. And then she came out with a lawsuit. Okay. How would the public take this? Because I definitely think it'd be treated a little differently. Now, I will say that if let's just say the diddler turned into the Jason or Freddy Krueger, or he, pew pew people, and she pew pew with him, right? Would she be a conspirator then? Would she be involved then? Like, evolved is being involved, right? Like, what would be the difference? Put up smell the roses. Like, what would be the difference? It says the clout chaser. It says Cassie is a victim of clout chase. I mean, I'm just saying. And I'm just saying, like, what would be the difference? So after somebody gets you to do something, right? And then you knowingly keep doing it, right? And I have no dog in this fight, right? So save the emails. I mean, when are you finally the victimizer too? I'm just saying. Because I mean, no, but yes to the topic. Keep the rabbit hole deep. That's right. I understand what you're saying. It says, why so many Black people streaming lately? Look, I'm just saying, look, they smelling the roses. That's all I'm saying. Like, think about it. Like, if somebody was to kidnap you and then they groomed you and then you start luring people to be kidnapped, right? Now you the person pulling the people on the white van. Like, when are you the predator? We understand that you got kidnapped, but when are you the predator? I'm just giving different takes on this. I'm giving different takes on this. And yes, could he be caught chasing? He could be. Could he be a victim too? It could be. I mean, if she knowingly had STDs, right? If she knowingly had it, and she was going around and just shaking and giving to people. I mean, hey, you supposed to disclose if you got STDs, right? That's all. That's all I'm saying. So, what would be the difference? I mean, is it because she's a woman, like she's pretty, like, and she's gonna get a little bit like if this was switched around? I mean, I'm just saying, like, think about it. Is he so wrong when it comes to him talking about this? Like, could she be in trouble?
I never saw him beat her ass, and forgive the profanity, but the truth of the matter is there is a major difference between a man who hits a woman and a man who beats a woman up. Beat a woman up is punching, kicking, and you beating the crap out of her. Clayton Howard never witnessed that. I did witness him hit her, and that is still fundamentally abuse. But I never saw him beat the crap out of her like people saying. But I do know she did get the crap beat out of her. Everyone wants to doubt Clayton Howard's victimhood because you're saying that I was a schmex worker and I got paid. Well, people, when I met Cassandra Ventura, I was propositioned several times for sexual encounters and I consented. So that, by definition, makes me a schmex worker. But here's the truth, people. I had a career most of the time that I dated Cassandra Ventura. And I use the word date because even if I'm in a situation where I have somewhat of a casual intimate relationship with someone, despite the fact they're giving me money, it's still a relationship. Every interaction you have with a person that continues for months and years on end is technically classified as a relationship, despite the fact that people don't want to accept the fact that I was in a multi-year relationship with Cassandra Ventura that involved.
He said a multi-year relationship. JW says, Anna, it says predator and prey can be the same person in DV. I agree to that. I'm agreeing to that. I mean, at what point are you going to be in trouble? I'm just saying. Well, like what point? Even if we're not talking about his case, guys, okay, let's put it on, like, when is it going to be on her, though? Right? And when you're going around, you grabbing people, you bringing them in, you're putting them in the white van. Like I'm just saying, relationship where he is tripping with he said it was a relationship. He said this ninja lying. I don't believe him. I mean, of course, people definitely do want money to, part of the game.
Combs, because if I had schmecks with her for years, that's what our relationship was. I have tried my best to not totally bash Cassie, despite the fact people think I am. I'm just telling the truth, people. It's a truth that people don't like. See, I was not liked by Mr. Combs in the beginning. He didn't even talk to me for the first couple of years. The person who I had a connection with and a relationship with was Cassie. Me and Cassie were incredibly cool, people. The only reason that I went to those encounters was because Cassie would coerce me to go. Now, many people know that in the history of the United States, black and brown men have never received the respect they deserve as victims of anything. We do not get the respects that other nationalities or other sexes get when we're victimized, people. What black men and brown men can be, without question, is bank robbers, scammers, domestic abusers, drug dealers. We can be anything negative, people, but when it comes to the point of victimization of black and brown men, we are completely ignored on the local level, the state level, and the federal level. And I am a man who can tell you personally this happens to black and brown men.
He said he about to use everything he got. He's about to use everything. Casey Camp said you were providing a service, ninja. This is all that smacking. This dude is, well, he's whatever, he's whatever, whoever's paying. It's a Timu Kid Cuddy. I'm just saying.
The U.S. Attorney's Office knew Cassie was a co-conspirator, and they knew Jane was a co-conspirator. This is why Diddy was on trial for a one-person RICO, which in the history of RICO prosecutions has really never happened. The only person sitting behind the defendant's table in a RICO that was as large as Diddy's case, that was a national case, an international case, was Sean Combs. There are people out there who are intelligent that know that something is incredibly wrong with that, people. And if you have any type of true discernment, you should have looked into that. See, Diddy should not have been on trial because his co-conspirators were the women who were manipulating men. Diddy didn't contact and manipulate the men to come. He may have contacted some of us once he got cool with us, but in the beginning it was the women. Now, was there a level of coercion, that Diddy could have imposed on these?
Now, you got to remember, everybody is grown, right? Everybody is grown. Hold on, let me read this super chat real quick. Everybody is grown, though. What up? Thank you so much, baby, for the 199 super chat. It says, hey, Red Talk, Anna, salute to all the chat. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. It says, and depends on circumstances when charges can be brought in the statute of limitations of jurisdiction. You're right about that, right? But think about it. That's the thing. That's why he sent them to go out and probably grab the folks, right? That's why he sent the women out to go get them. Anybody, hey, he was straight trying to cover his tail. Jazir Addiction, Darren Prudence, Jupiter Booty, throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. You right about that. He is definitely throwing everything, okay? But don't the women throw everything to make it stick too? It says he's a victim and then Puffy is innocent.
Women, people being wiser and legally more knowledgeable, I would say yes. What he did was called relationship pimping, where he used the fact that they cared about him and they wanted to be with him to get the things he wanted. People, that's wrong. But it doesn't give these women the right or the validity to claim that they didn't victimize dozens of other men, because they absolutely did.
responsibilities are on me and I
Okay.
can't get into my property.
So
that was as large as Diddy's case. That was a.
So let me say, right? I mean, he's not lying on that part of it, right? I mean, if it was a man, right? I don't think people like say this man was a woman, it would sound different, and y'all know it. It would definitely sound different, even though that you get paid, right? You can get paid for schmex work, right? And I mean, certain things can happen once you get there, right? I mean, I don't know. Just because you got payment don't mean certain things. I mean, violence and all kind of things. I don't know if that was all put on the table for the money, right? Now, of course, he did it. He did it again and again. So did Cassie, right? So both of them did it over and over and over again, right? So when we say, well, he came back, I mean, so did she. So did she. So who's to say that this woman is not with it? Okay, they said when Kim was getting beat up that she would be laughing sometimes. It's all wrong. It's all wrong on all the parts. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What up, Project Leroy? It says Anna Devi is not easy to prove. It says, I'm thinking it says most times it's he said, she said. Exactly, right? It says legal in Vegas, so what's the big deal? You got paid. Well, again, right? I don't think him being a quote unquote working man, that sounds so weird. Him being a working man is not what we're talking about here, right? He's saying that he was abused in different ways. He's saying that he didn't know they had STDs, right? Now, of course, that would have been up to him to use something, right? I mean, you still gotta, I mean, this case is going to be crazy, okay? It's a lawsuit that he got going on. All I'm saying is, what's the difference from, because this reason why I'm gonna say this, right? People said Kathy left her guy because she's seen a bigger ticket, she's seen more money for her career, right? Payment is payment. That's all I'm saying. Payment is payment. So if we gonna say that he got paid, I mean, do we say the same thing about her getting paid? Now, again, I have no dog in this fight. So what I'm saying is, I mean, are we more hard on him because he's a man? That's what I'm saying. Even when the ride guy came out, people was going off. People was going off and saying, "How dare you come on here? You're a man. You're a man." Right? That's what they were saying. A man can be abused too, guys. A man can be abused too. So somebody said justice for Clayton. I mean, and I'm serious. Remember when Kendra had that guy on there and he was saying that he was taken advantage of and how women laughed at him? I mean, men can be taken advantage of too, right? After a while, like I said, if somebody kidnapped me, got me in that van, then years later, I started helping the kidnapper. I started helping the kidnapper. I mean, wouldn't I get charges after a while? Yeah, it's a sad thing that I got kidnapped, but where does it end as far as the law part of it? Is she somewhere to blame? I mean, I'm just saying, switch them roles around. Yeah, people don't like this man, right? People don't like this man because he came out and said whatever he said, right? But that's his life. He allowed to say what he want to say. Y'all get mad at the women when they come out and say things, and they say that they're a victim, whatever. And even though they are ex workers, if you on OF, you're an ex worker, right or wrong. But does that mean because you're on OF, do you get to go over somebody's house, hotel, whatever, and just get dogged? I'm just saying. It says Incredible Green says this dude gets nothing but embarrassed. It says she got paid to keep quiet. She got morning till the video to come out. She got morning till the video to come out. Well, I mean, come on now. Most people who victimize people was victims a lot of times themselves. I mean, it's not my opinion. It's not my opinion. Those are facts. But do we excuse them? No, we don't, right? We don't excuse if Jeffrey Dahmer got his butt beat all the time and he got tore up all the time and he was mistreated. We don't. It's what up, baby? It says it's called Stockholm syndrome when you sympathize with your abuser. Yeah. So I mean, I'm just saying, could he have Stockholm syndrome? I mean, could be money, right? But it could be money on both sides. That's what I'm saying. It could be money grabbing on her side, it could be money grabbing on his side. That's all I'm saying. It could be both. It could be both. Thank you, Smell the Roses. Appreciate you for your super sticker. Make sure, guys, y'all are riding with Smell the Roses. She comes on. Put it in the chat for me, baby. Check her out. It says, JW says, Anna, if Leos recognize you have a Stockholm syndrome, you might get help. But but if not, you probably will receive jail time. Hey, it is what so and think about it. She signed up everything where she wouldn't get no jail time. Is that it's still called excuses when lawsuits come out after the story is leaked. Well, like what I just say, a lot of times when the story is out there, thank you for the super sticker, baby. 299 super sticker. Miss Smell the Roses. They smelling the roses now. She about to smell the Cassie about to smell the roses too. Okay, so let's be honest with this, right? If some of these guys would have came out on this Diddy case and came out and said he did something to me, they would have laughed and just kind of pushed it aside, right? They might not have taken it as serious as when it's a woman. That's all I'm saying. You know, it is a double standard. It's a double standard, and you don't even got to be proven in court. The media already kind of decides, you know, what you're gonna do. Like I'm just saying, is that we ride with you, ladies. 3 of us that said we riding with y'all. Okay, I'm just saying. So is he gonna does he have right to some of that money? Does he have right? Is he a victim too? Is he a victim too? Or is he not a victim just because he's a man? What's his man's name? Clay? Okay, so if this was Claysha, and Claysha came up here talking about they called her to the room, I think people would have a little bit more sympathy for Claysha. I honestly think they would. Says JW, media can't help or hurt, it all depends. I definitely do believe that. It says when they heard 30 million, everybody's lips became loose. Well, exactly, of course. I mean, you gonna have money takers. You gonna have your money grabbers. I mean, all of this, right? Yes, this we're gonna have. They're gonna come out the woodwork. I told you somebody tried to come out on old Smokey. He hardly can't even see. It says we letting this Diddy party stuff overshadow the reality that Diddy hasn't been tried for the death of Tupac and Biggie. Oh, and you know, all that stuff is gonna come out. Ain't no telling what else 50 Cent got coming out with this Netflix. Because he said he has way more stuff to do. I think he's coming out with another part. I don't know. I know, but with 50, he might have part 64. Who knows? But this ain't over. It's getting deeper and deeper. It's getting deeper and deeper. It says all of the money grabbers remembered they were for sale. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. But does it make it right? That's all I'm saying. Does it make it right? Does it, I mean, do we have more sympathy and empathy for only women? I'm just saying. Women can be predators too now. Don't get it twisted. Like I say all the time, it wasn't just the priests, it's the nuns too. it's the women teachers too. It ain't just the males. I mean, all of them in trouble. If you ask me, all of them in trouble. All of them are predators some kind of way, right? So ask any male, like I always tell y'all, ask the male when they start having smacks. A lot of times it was some older woman, somebody's older cousin, the babysitter, or anything, but that ain't talked about because what do I call modern women? I call them the untouchables. You're not allowed to talk about that. Because my thing with Diddy's situation, if he was such a creep as they said he was, why did they let him get away with this for so long? Because of money. The money. The money could be Stockholm Syndrome too. Could be both. Could be both. It says, yes, only women and children get sympathy. Yeah, but the thing is, though, just because it's dressed up pretty doesn't mean it's not demonic or it's not a demon. I mean, I'm just saying. Y'all seen Antoine Fisher? I mean, that's all I'm saying. If this was a pew pew case and they went on a rampage and say he did the first 5 and then she start pew pewing too, like what would be the difference? And then she got to the gym and was like, well, I mean, he made me do it. And then they was like, well, I mean, after the 60th body, I mean, when was you going to leave? That's all I'm saying. When was you going to bounce? You know what? You know when she bounced? She bounced when he got up there and was talking about Kim and was on there all crying and stuff. And that's when she was like, oh, I'm out of here. Like, but she was rolling with him for a minute until he sued that liquor company too. Like, Smell the Roses said, I can't be bought. And that's the thing, right? It says, oh, I don't know, what's DV perps are known to be the victim. Oh, exactly. I mean, come on now. We know this. That is a true thing. Smell the Roses said, I think like 30,000 ain't busting a grape over here. 30K ain't busting a grape over here. I mean, I'm just saying. Yes, we was on DD's channel. Yes, we was. Me and Raquel. And I think it was like 4 of us on there. Check it out, guys. I did post that on there. That was real fun. We had a good old time. It says she was rolling to the check slowed down and the music was coming out. And that's the thing. Oh yeah, I gotta make some more mods. I do gotta make some more mods. So when I go on here again, I will definitely be on here making some more mods on here. What up, Karina? How you doing, baby? Let's see, John. Who is Diddy? Who taught him to victimize people? Was he victimized? Why is he not affected but affecting others? Well, yeah, I told y'all he went to that little nasty, dirty, funky school. And I thought it was like 4 priests. One of them had 25 counts. And they sent them off to another parish. Okay, so let's go there, right? Let's say if that was his argument. Like, well, somebody did something to me. I mean, it would sound different, wouldn't it? It would sound different. But that's what we say for Kathy. We'll be like, well, he's beating on her. He was doing this. I mean, she was a victim, right? I'm not saying she wasn't. What I am saying, though, what is the difference? What is the difference? People thought Marlon Wayans was capping for Diddy, but he was making a point to 50 Cent about be careful kicking someone while they down. Oh yeah, I'll tell you one thing. Once you open up them jar of pickles with 50, you're gonna be fighting for a minute. Because he ain't gonna stop. He is not gonna stop. That's all I'm saying. Tracy from daycare. Hey baby, it's Tracy from daycare. You forgot your kids. They will CPS now. Stay blessed. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't know what that meant. But I mean, hey, predators come in all different shapes and forms. That's all I'm saying. Said Clyde Davis. Yeah, comes in all different forms, right? It don't make it right. It don't make your crimes go away. I mean, that energy comes from somewhere. That's all I'm saying. It does come, right, Karina? Like it does. It comes from somewhere. Says, ooh, yep, gotta up the pole. That's all I'm saying. Like, I mean, where does it end? Where does it end? Okay, all I'm saying is, does he have right to the money? I always say, you should have paid your people. You should have paid your people. Hey, choices were made, right? Cassie left. Ryan, what's his name? Ryan, Leslie. I'm just saying, She left that man and seen Diddy and was like, I'm out. She's in a full relationship when they was making them beats. By the time they got done with that second beat, she was already in a relationship with Diddy. She came in there with somebody else. But y'all don't talk about that. Choices. We all got choices. We all got choices, right? We all got choices. Says, did he make enemies of everyone who started in his circle? Talk about being compromised in a compromised position. Yeah, you can't F everybody. You effing everybody. You shine one in, did 10 years for you, and you end up taking Cassie on a 500,000 shopping spree in the mall, and you hand him over $50. That's like handing him $5. Like $50,000 for 10 years? Come on now. Mother Rosa said she was choosing for sure. Yeah, so she chose, right? You gotta think. He was still talking to, he was still messing with Kim. He was still messing with Kim. Kim and Kathy and Diddy was like kind of sneaking at first. She knew about Kim, but she wanted the bag. She wanted the bag. So while we're talking about old crusty lips over here, want the bag, right? I mean, is it not the same? They both can have valid points to their lawsuits. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't care about neither one of them. That's all I'm saying. They both can have valid points. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Somebody bought Diddy into the somebody bought Diddy into this lifestyle, right? Somebody bought him into the lifestyle. He ain't just coming to lifestyle by himself. It says Kathy, Alex Fine, and their kids were living at Kathy's parents' house. Well, I heard that her husband was one of the ones they bought in. He was right behind Crusty Lips on different nights. Like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it gets kind of weird. I mean, weird is weird, okay? I mean, they all weird. They all doing it, but there's no crime in doing weird things. There's no crime in doing freaky, funky things with each other behind the door, unless somebody's not consenting to it, right? So that's all I'm saying. Said 50 Cent showed Diddy just like to sleep with people, women. Oh, of course, even to get back on that, right? You gotta watch doing what you do. There ain't no crime for sleeping with somebody else's woman, right? I mean, but who wanted? I mean, let me tell you right now, that was 50s. If I had to put a percentage on how much of that was 50's motivation, I would say it was 105%. 105% of his motivation to do that documentary. Okay, hold on. You said, do I have a question for your hold up. I didn't put it back in there, John. It says he was messing with all of them all the time. Yeah, exactly. It was like a carousel. It was a carousel. And they all was down with it. I don't care who y'all like better. I mean, they was all down with it, right? They was all down with it. So it is what it is. It's Kathy had good music before all of this. I remember two songs. And I think he could have gave them songs to Snoopy. He gave anybody. I mean, it's like when Cat Williams said you can write somebody's jokes. I mean, if you got some songs to write for somebody, and you can go in there, you know what I mean? So it just depends. That's all I'm saying. Let me see. Sister, let me see what you said. Let me see. It says it's normally wrong to sleep with somebody's wife, especially knowing, but the wife herself is wrong. They're both wrong. They are both wrong. Like there's not one over the other, right? The wife is wrong because she the wife, right? You wrong because you know what you're doing. So both wrong. Both wrong. So it is what it is, But of course, they're adults. I mean, of course, they're adults. Yeah, I remember one song. I remember a song and a half. That's all I remember. But you got to think, he never wanted to give her a record career, because if he would have did that, really he should have did that, because I know Beyonce wouldn't want to come out with nothing like this. Even if everything happened, she don't want to be known as the baby oil R&B singer. Like she would not want to be known as that, regardless of what all happened. Nobody wants to be known. I mean, I think if she's had a career rocking, but he made sure he never gave her a career. He made sure of that. He was never gonna marry, but gonna have no baby with her. I mean, but at what point? At one point, are you not a victim no more? If we say Diddy is a victim from his past, we don't know what all happened, right? That's all I'm saying. Me and you, I'm still rocking that song. What a classy perspective. How you doing, baby? I mean, don't be wrong. That you know, hey, that song still hit. That song still hit. Smell the Roses said, "I will sue a 304." Do you hear me? Yeah. Now imagine this, right? Imagine the hashtag he too. How far I think that's gonna go? How far? And men are victims too. Men are victims too. So let's not mix that up. It said, look at all the other artists. He used all of them. Yeah, I mean, he really got paid for all their music and like bought them some Air Force Ones and Cadillac. So I'm going about the business. Yeah, all them artists didn't get paid. You can't screw everybody, and I mean on both sides. I'm talking about under the sheet, in person, in contracts. I mean, you can't screw everybody. Yeah. And he knew Ron Isley was her boyfriend. But this is where it goes back to, right? Do you go with the money and the fame, or do you go with what makes sense? I mean, Ron Isley probably married her, that and then he blackballed him. You know, that might have been her chance of being, but she wanted. It reminds me of the movie Devil Advocate. Remember the movie Devil's Advocate? Remember he took them cases? He had a choice to what cases he took. That's all I'm saying. All of it. There's not no artist that has any money. A lot of his artists can't even buy a pack of chewing gum. Is that he did screw everyone? Oh yeah, he screwed everybody. I'm talking that man. I mean, it was weird to me for him to buy Suge Knight's girlfriend a $50,000 necklace, and you don't want to give nobody no money that they earned. Like that's wild to me. Yeah, like you know, Ron Isley was he was a hot producer at the time, you know. But everybody makes decisions. Everybody comes in that little fork of the road, right? We all in the fork of the road. You decide to go this way or go that way. She decided to go this way. She decided to go that way. I'm just saying. Yeah, he didn't want to lose that case, right? She didn't want to lose her chance of having a career, right? So I bring this up to say, did he do Cassie wrong? Oh, yes, many times. Was he abusive? Oh, all day long. But that wasn't what it was going to court for, right? The same thing with this man. Did he get paid all day long? Did he know what he was coming to do? Yeah, he knew what he was coming to do. What's the difference? If somebody can explain to me the difference between them two, please. I'm just curious. That's right, guys. Hit the like button. It says at least Suge Knight gave his artist some money. Suge Knight, when you really look up how Suge Knight was running his empire, his business, oh, he was doing big things. He was doing some big things. The way that he had everything under his contracts, he had his hand in everything. He was like the Goro on Mortal Kombat when it came to him running his business. He definitely was. So when it comes to that, I mean, you know, he was changing the game. I'm pretty sure a lot of record companies didn't like that. That Ryan Leslie was compared to Timberland. Yeah, he was. They said he was really good. And Aaliyah, yeah, she left to be with. Hold on, and he left his Aaliyah in Kathy. Yeah, just imagine you stole my biggest artist and my woman. This is when you got to trust your intuition, though, right? You got to. I'm telling you right now, you got to trust your intuition. You got to. Like you knew. Like you got to see a cat for a cat and dog for a dog. There ain't no way if I was a man, I would bring. If I had a daughter, I wouldn't bring my daughter to a Diddy session, an R. Kelly session, any of those. Like, come on now. You might as well. I mean, come on. What you think is going to happen? You leaving them with psychos. I'm just saying, yeah, addicted. Well, yeah, she became addicted to Diddy. Says weight class, that's the difference. Yeah, that is the difference. If you think about it, they both was expecting something. I did answer your question, John. You asked me, was they both wrong? I said they were both wrong. Yeah, if a wife is wrong and the person going to try to date somebody's wife is wrong, they're both wrong. This definitely was the conviction. Exactly he was on one. Yeah, he was on one. Some people get turned on by trying to take somebody else's person. I mean, it just is what it is. They ain't even like that person. They just want them because I believe it, even with 50 Cent. But let's talk about that. 50 Cent's baby mama was a known video vixen. So ain't no telling what she was doing with that little cootie on all them sets. You know, they be doing them video girls crazy. So you end up getting a video girl, right? And she acted like a video girl at the end of the day. I mean, she did. Project Leroy said he was a knockoff of Justin Timberlake. It says she got back pay. Said this dude wants severance pay. He gets nothing. Well, does he get nothing? We don't know. I definitely believe the same way that somebody can sue a man for misconduct or whatever, or whatever he think that he's suing for, right? He too. Like, why can't he sue? Why can't he sue? Same way she can sue. Why can't he sue? It says she got back pay. She got back pay this dude with severance pay. He gets nothing. I just read that. Sorry, guys. Okay, it says Nipsey Hussle admitted that he followed Ron Leslie's method in doing everything his own way. Ron Leslie graduated Harvard at 16 years. Yeah, smart man. They said that wasn't no joke. And I'm talking about he fell down to the bottom of the pit. Remember that movie Batman? Where you know, that's my favorite Batman movie, where he had to climb his way out. I don't even know if Ryan Isley has climbed his way out of that yet. That's all I'm saying. This man has Diddy definitely destroyed some careers, right? But you gotta know who you're playing with. Everything ain't always good just because you want it. That's all I'm saying. Anywhere of the artist Robert Glasser? Oh yeah, I like him. He's my playlist all day long. It says, where is Bentley? Bentley is somewhere on somebody's pool pit being quiet. that's where Bentley's at. Bentley's on somebody's pool pit being real quiet right now, pizza head, okay? Bentley ain't said nothing. Bentley got that tie tied up. You ain't heard him say nothing. I don't even know if he has social media. If he does, he probably don't even he probably don't even come on. It says, Diddy like tasting other dudes on their females. If we're keeping it a buck, yeah, I said. I mean, it was weird, right? Yeah, weird. But you know, there's no law against being weird. Okay. I mean, it was weird. Would be my cup of tea. But I mean, you know, people do strange stuff. It says 50s BM was sitting her kudakata on Diddy's store. Yeah, I mean, what does she do? How else does she get paid? If I get paid from, I mean, let's face it, right? I'm getting paid off my body if I'm doing videos, right? If I'm on OF, if that's my job, that's what I get paid for. I mean, so she's getting paid for smash work. You can't get mad now that she went over there, then you want to call her a smash worker. I mean, that's what she did. But see, this is where it comes back to. You can't get mad at somebody if they already presented herself to be that way. You can't. It's kind of like going to go pick up a girl off Figueroa Street, and then you mad that she dressing like a hooker. I mean, you got her off that street. The chat, look up the artist. Or you plugging that artist in. That's all I'm saying is that reading our live stream. I don't see what you're reading. Yeah, I'm reading. I'm reading live streams. Yeah, he's very quiet. He's super quiet. He's super quiet. Classy said, I think Farnsworth Bentley saw some things he didn't. Oh yeah, but you know, if you sharing or you are holding an umbrella over a man's head, a grown man's head. little cute umbrella too, like look like something the little girls play with at tea time. That's not going to cover you no rain, and that's your job. And y'all got the same hotel room. I mean, we ain't really got a higher Inspector Gadget for that one. We honestly don't. It said, oh, John said, who taught Diddy and bought Diddy into this lifestyle? It says what he did to people was done to him. How did he survive? Well, I mean, I'm agreeing with you that it most likely was done to him, right, John? It definitely was. But I mean, from speculations, I mean, it could be anybody from Clive or Andre or any of them. Shoes, whoever had the clout. Whoever had the clout. I mean, he got up in there some kind of way. Because I believe Mace wrote all of Diddy's rhymes. He took away from Mace. Yeah, exactly. He didn't pay Mace for real. Mace might have been like the only artist he might have paid some money to. Still wasn't enough. It will never be enough. It will never be enough. But yeah, hurt people. I told you when I first started YouTube, I really researched his school, and that's when I realized that I didn't want to do gossip. I was like, ooh, that got kind of dark and deep. You know, when you got all them priests there, and they got one of them had like 25 counts, and all they do is just move them to different parishes. Imagine all the boys that them priests ran into, and not less the nuns that we don't talk about. Okay, and then his mama with just she's always looking like she's on Figueroa Street. Says his mama and the Illuminati thought his mama was a madam. She definitely looks like a madam all day long. They said that she used to beat the bricks off of him. I mean, if your mom did beat you like that, I mean, wouldn't you grow up kind of like doing the same thing? Like, and people don't take that, but can people use that? Can he go to court and be like, my mom beat me? He can't, right? So the reason why I'm saying this is because Kathy is saying, well, he beat me. We saw that he beat her, right? But they still, they're still putting her in a victim box, right? Of course, he can be a victim as well. Where do we draw the line? Like, it's me too, but it's also he too. It says story is Mace had to buy his publishing rights back from Diddy. I think like $3 million. Yeah, he did. I think he did buy his publishing rights back from him. I mean, this kind of game is whoever the dirtiest, right? And he proved to be, I'm talking about Diddy. He proved to be the dirtiest. And so did Cassie. To some point, right? She proved that she was willing to do anything this man said to do. Anything to be in his graces, right? I mean, she was 18, right, when she met him, but legally, she's grown, right? But then after 18, then what? But she was the girlfriend for like, what, 16 years? So when do we stop saying that she is, innocent when it comes to that? I mean, I'm just saying. We don't think about that. Like, but it's something to talk about. But we don't talk about it because, like I said, the modern women are the untouchables. Nobody wants to talk about it. So is this man wrong for his lawsuit? Let me tell you something. It's going to get deep. I don't think he's wrong for his lawsuit because even though he was paid to do things, right? But but she was almost like a paid escort too, pretty much. Pretty much. She wasn't. You think she did that just to do it? No. Still sad on both sides though. Both sides. R. Kelly, Diddy, all of them have their own little trauma they got going on. They all got their own stuff, but the court don't care. You think R. Kelly could have went to court and said what his mom and his sister or whoever was supposed to have done something that they wouldn't have cared? They wouldn't have cared. Now, they would have cared if that was a woman? I definitely think media and just life in general, we have more empathy for ladies, regardless if they are fire breathing dragons or not. It says it's transference. It says counter transference when it comes mace and mom dynamic. All I got to say, we all know that when this man get out, right? We all know this man get out. Most of the people that were saying they ain't messing with him, and if they got something to get from him, they're gonna be messing with the man. They're gonna be letting him. He gonna be dancing, doing that little dance he did after Biggie died at weddings and parties, and you know that. All I'm saying is sit back and just look at it a little differently. All right, I don't know this man, and I don't know Cassie, right? But all I'm saying is, if you look at it, I mean, we do sympathize for the women a little bit more. We do. Even if it's not true, we still sympathize for it. That's why Jason Derulo, like I was saying last week, when he was saying he don't want to be in a room with a woman by himself, because let something happen. Everybody gonna jump down that man's throat. It says Diddy is going to scorch the earth when he gets out. Let me tell you something. I mean, if he crazy, he crazy. I mean, he gonna get out, he gonna come right back and do whatever he doing. He might not do it so much. Maybe he might pay his people. Maybe he might pay his people at this time. Maybe he might, I don't know. If I was Cassie, I would definitely move. I would not be here. I wouldn't be nowhere where they had electricity. That's how far she need to move. It says, we just love you, woman. Laughing out loud sometimes. I mean, come on. How many people's contracts are in this career has just been shoved in the toilet from just somebody just, even without no evidence. We don't need evidence nowadays. We just run with it. We run with it. Like, I mean, we do. It doesn't matter if you did it or not. But how many women Ellen got hit with something and you ain't heard nothing about that? I'm pretty sure there's cases that women got. I mean, they don't blow it up. Lizzo got hit with something. They don't blow up Lizzo. Are they gonna make a Netflix documentary about her and what her people said? I wouldn't hold my breath because it's just not welcomed the same way. It's just not. and y'all know it. And it happens. If it didn't happen, how do so many men have the same story? A lot of them teachers. Remember that teacher that was messing with that little crazy looking little Mexican boy? He was 12. She was all of 38 years old? And people talked about that story like it was a love story. And it wasn't nothing about that was a love story, okay? That was diabolical. and then she had never have kids. And had a second kid. Then she married him. Y'all know that would have been bigger headlines if we'd have switched them roles and made that woman a man and made that boy a girl. That would have been the crime of the century, okay? Says they better keep that man under close supervision when he gets out. They're not. They're not. I mean, when money's involved, right? When money's involved, money talks. It's sad, but it does. Look at the R. Kelly stuff, right? Everybody was talking about the parents. People was more outraged at the parents more than what was going on with the industry. And it was a percentage was so low of the artists that he's working with compared to him just going around the world, just messing up lives. I mean, I'm just saying, money talks. And I don't know, but he got like another year, if that. He already got time served. Like I said, Kathy would not be, I would not want to be her anywhere. Because that man's vindictive. He ain't letting it slide. Him and that guy with the ponytails, without the barrettes. He need to go hide too. It says, Incredible Friend says he was locked up because of money anyway. Well, next time, when it comes to this type of business, right? A lot of people are doing things that Diddy did. Diddy didn't pay his people. You don't pay your people. This is what happens. This is what happens. Was he sick? Most likely. Is he disgusting? Yes. But what's that on trial? No. So this man, what did he say? Hashtag men can be victims too. I mean, where is he wrong at? And that's the thing. Why don't people understand? I think, and more or less women don't understand, men can be victims too. I'm just saying. Remember the movie, what was it, Equalizer? Equalizer. When that woman got in the car, now she was a lady of the night. She was a lady of the night. I'm talking about the plot, right? But what they did to her wasn't part of her service agreement. And that's why, that's why your boy had to go up in there and equalize him, because that wasn't part of her payment plan, right? Now, does that take away of what they did? No, it doesn't. So who knows how this is going to go? Just because that this man offers services, it doesn't, he might know it's going to get that weird. Who knows? Did he go back? Yes, he did. But did Cassie go back too? Yes, she did. That's all I'm trying to say. They both went back. So they both went back. So he too. Hashtag he too. That's all I'm saying. I think if we look at even little boys more as being victims sometimes, we don't. As a society, we only look at the girls. We only look at the girls. It's like the movie starring Christian Bale, American Psycho. Yeah, I believe it. I'm telling you, boys are meant to look at, look at boys and go sleep it off, go shake it off, go shake it off. And that's really, women always say certain things are unfair. That's unfair. That's unfair. Where do men go? And men don't talk to each other about things like this, right? Let's see. It says we are all adults. All Suge and Diddy had something they wanted, male and female. Is there's no sympathy. If the cost is too high, we have the choices to walk up. Exactly. We all got choices. That's why I said we all got a fork in the road. And that's why I compared it to the Devil's Advocate movie, right? We all got choices to make. We all got them choices to make. If you certain things, if you want it, you might think, well, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna play this out because this is what I want. But at what cost? At what cost? Even this man, he went up there on that stand. I don't know if he got any money or anything, but this man talking about he want to be a lawyer. He said he in law school. I don't know how this is gonna go for him, but he's gonna be known as the freakiest lawyer. I mean, he is. Is anybody gonna have any empathy for this man? From the comments I'm reading, they're not having empathy for this man. But did things happen to him? Of course. Did he get paid for it? He did. But at what cost? Like I said, Denzel had to go up in that room on that movie Equalizer. So all I'm saying is, just because you get paid for something, don't mean that you agree to everything. It says the jury sympathized with Diddy, saying it was a witch hunt and the community has to punish him. And the thing is, right, one of them jurors was a fan, looked like. She's on there talking about 112 and and day 26, and she was smiling on it like, yeah, you can't have fans on a jury. You can't be fans. And that's the thing, right? Are we going to, just like with that Michigan coach, right? He lost his job. Does the assistant, does she get to keep her job? Is she fired? They both wrong. They both wrong. They both are wrong. Is that in the Trump trial, did he have the same words as Trump as a witch hunt? I don't think he said that. He said it was coming for him, right? But you can't do everybody wrong. You can't do everybody wrong. He's not on trial for him being a baby old nasty little freaky thing. That ain't what he on trial for, right? That wasn't. I mean, they got him on sex trafficking, right? I mean, of course, he gonna have a whole bunch of civil lawsuits, right? But there ain't really no law on being freaky. I mean, that's not. And then you got to think the statute of limitations. The when he was playing with Kathy like a soccer ball in the hallway, that wasn't on trial either, right? So you gotta. It's the case, it's not about your feelings or your emotions, and it was the case. Like he wasn't getting tried for that. He wasn't getting tried for that. It says they can't fire her, otherwise the campus is liable for retaliation. Yeah, like I said, if he'd have won Ohio State game, they would have put that man on some medicine. They'd have put him on some medicine, and we wouldn't be hearing about this for a minute. Now y'all know, if he'd have won that game, this was bigger. He been messing with that woman, like I said last time. The Michigan coach was already messing with that woman. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Lou. How you doing, baby? Like that's all I'm saying. Like that's not on trial. Meanwhile, do I think something wrong with that man? Yeah, something definitely. He looked like his eyes was crossed in that picture. I mean, he looked bad. He looked really bad. It says Anna Diddy had a contract with Johnson & Johnson. He ought to. It said that the lady got paid from Usher for the herpes thing. This dude may get, yeah, because even though that he came over there to do the do, if you still gotta disclose if you got the mumps and bumps down there. If you got the STD chicken pox down there, I mean, you gotta tell somebody. Let me see. It says Anna not true for being freaky. It's called indecent exposure. Okay, well, we're not talking about that part of it, right? We're talking about just the acts of them going into the room, like as long as everybody's of age. I mean, yeah. I mean, people do what they do. I'm talking about the court part of it. That's what I'm saying. The Usher, I have no idea if he got one from Diddy, but he was in Diddy camp. Him and poor little Justin Bieber. I mean, when it comes down to celebrities and things like this, I mean, it's a sad thing. I don't know any child celebrities that actually started as a child and they're not kind of different. It takes a lot out of you. It honestly does. It says, is this the new wave suing for catching STIs? I mean, hey, they've been suing. You don't think they were suing for STIs back in the 80s? I guarantee they was. Just didn't have a whole bunch of social media. A lot of the things been happening, right? It wasn't as big because we wasn't able to see it. All them pew-pews and the shootings and everything in Chicago. I mean, the 90s was about the same or worse. I know. It's just that it wasn't talked about. So the things that people are talking about and people are being sued for, it was going on then. It's just that you wasn't able to scroll on your phone and find different things. But yes, you definitely can be sued for with that one little crazy looking guy that went to jail, had him locked up. Yeah, if he said that he had the herpes, I mean, and he was over there, I mean, for hours. I mean, I would not doubt if they don't got it. It wasn't talked about back then because there were no cell phones. Yeah, the cell phones is where it's at right now. Cell phones have everything in it. Something happened. If there's a pew-pew somewhere shooting, like I'm talking about, all you hear is everybody's stuff beeping. They didn't have that back then. Was people doing crazy stuff? Oh, yeah. You got to think. LA, and people talking about how bad it is now. I mean, did y'all not see LA in the 90s? When they had the tanks going through the houses? I mean, baby, it was bad. It just flew up under the radar. It flew up under the radar. I'm pretty sure Hugh Hefner is no different than Diddy. He just happened to come across a time where maybe he wasn't real popular when cell phones was going big. If it was, he might have a case too. He be in court with little Silky Bro. I'm pretty sure. I mean, just think about them women. I'm pretty sure they did not want to all sit in the bed with him at the same time with that captain's hat on. The X crimes that generally wasn't prosecuted in the 70s or 80s is new to the courts. So just think how this stuff been going on. It's not new to us. It's definitely not new to us. It says, yeah, I was on the East Coast watching the Rodney trial aftermath. Yeah, like that stuff was going down. It was still scandals. This was still like, people were still getting screwed out their contracts. They were having Hugh Hefner parties, which was the original Diddy party. But he's not here no more. Maybe a lot of stuff wasn't on tape. Who they gonna sue? Just think, you a Playboy model, like ain't no telling what all was going down. And people might say, well, but I think people will have sympathy for some of the Playboy models before they have sympathy for this man with those lips. Am I right or wrong? Okay. It says a VHS camcorders on the shoulders. Yeah, that probably was worse. That probably was even worse. And this is why, we all need parents. We all need parents because you got to know what you got, what they got going on. It said, could you imagine us all poor people suing each other for the clap? I did see in the 90s guys and girls in jail for willfully spreading. Yeah, the big hive. Yeah, that was going down. It's still going down. They just don't talk about it because they want more people for it to go around. Now I'm probably going around like a roller coaster. It just ain't, it just ain't being talked about. Just because it's not being talked about don't mean it's not happening. It doesn't mean it's not happening. So, like I said before, this man might have a valuable lawsuit going on. If she can get paid, why can't he? Nobody has not one time, even in this chat, said something to me but why he would not get paid. Because to me, him and Cassie was kind of in the same boat. As far as they was both willing participants, right? They both bought into other people. Even Carisha, all of them. You know what I mean? Like, when do you get in trouble for biting people in the white van? that's all I'm saying. Because STIs are trends. They come and they go. Some of them don't go. Some of them STIs don't go. Some of them stay with you. They don't go nowhere. They don't go anywhere. Especially if you got the herpes. And if they all had the herbs, I don't care how much medicine, I don't care how much penicillin they kept on deck with that baby oil. It says he said he was a slave for Diddy and Cassie. He should sue both. Well, it sounds like he probably is. Maybe he is going to sue both. Maybe he's going after Cassie. Maybe that might be an easier win. You got to look at from a law, like, Diddy got like 5,100 lawsuits that is probably just stacking up. Like ain't no telling, like everybody gonna sue him. I'm just saying it is, right? You almost gotta have a sense of humor by talking about some of these sensitive topics, right? Some of these topics still don't get talked about. They still don't get talked about. And this is why a lot of this stuff happens. Ain't no telling what all happened with Diddy. We all know that he did a crazy thing. Will he get out? Will he still have his record company? Most likely. Unless somebody really come and take him down. I mean, but the Diddies, the Clyde Davises of the world, they're there, All you can do is like, hey, you gotta be smarter than that. When somebody dangling something in front of your face and they know that you're willing to do anything to get it, yeah, that's gonna be rough. That's gonna be rough. You're at their disposal. You're at their disposal. And I think that's what I said, repent and repetition. Like, seriously, redemption. Yeah, you read about that. I mean, is Diddy gonna have any redemption? I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know what's wrong with Diddy. I don't know what's wrong with any of them, but all of it was trauma. I don't think Cassie's husband is ever gonna forget that child. He's always gonna. I mean, I don't care what they eat in front of them at their table. He's always gonna remember that child. She will too. Said the hurt stay is the genital one. Either the big G or the clap is a lifer. In any one of them, I wouldn't want to be down with any of them. Okay, how do you go on another date and start that? I mean, that's a hard intro if you ask me. Is that he has a good shot civilly of suing both, but criminally it's harder but possible. Oh, of course. I mean, the thing is, now, he's going to want a civil suit. He wants a civil suit. A lot of them people want a civil suit. At 50 ain't done. I'm telling you right now, this man gonna have a series all the way up to 40 by the time he get done with it. You know how many people? You know how long this case can go? And now that's the sexual stuff. Now he can go into the Tupac stuff. He can go into the Biggie stuff. And the Biggie thing gonna be even more crazier. Like where does it end? It doesn't. It says like those songs said featuring Mace and Biggie, more money, more problems. Exactly. Like more money, more problems. Hey, he got too big, and his kids, and that one look just like him. He going right down that chute right along with him. I mean, you can't burn all your bridges. They all a little strange. They all a little strange. I'm just saying, I wouldn't let them watch nobody I knew. I wouldn't want to be left in a room with none of them. I'm just saying. But that's the thing, right? What do I talk about all the time? A lot of people say they wouldn't deal with this or they wouldn't do this, right? Even women. What do women say? A lot of women say we see on the TikToks. They'll deal with a lot of different things for the right price. They deal with a lot of different things for the right price. So y'all can say they don't. They do. I see it every day. So yes, they do. You don't burn bridges. You're right. You burn all your bridges. I mean, you pay your people. I mean, look what he allegedly did to his partner. Like you left that man bankrupt. That man was homeless. That. I mean, this thing. Like this man helped you build this. I mean, and who knows that might have been his little bedroom friend. I don't know. But you don't burn everybody. You can't burn everybody and then expect for you to go. You will fall. You will fall. But a lot of people walk on a lot of heads to get to the top. They just do. It says, but what if you have to cross those bridges again? Oh, he might have to cross them bridges again. People forget when they up here. They forget how I feel down there. So I mean, I think that's what he got. I think that's what he did. He forgot. So did Jesse Jackson's son when him and his wife came out with them two white furs in them bellies. And you see what happened to them. Like I'm just saying, we all got choices. We all got choices. It says doesn't even need to the right price. It's a national freak. Pretty much. Like this is not going anywhere. And even now, people gonna be making movies and documentaries, and I mean, this can go all day long. This can go all day long. It can go, like I said, the Tupac, all that stuff, like him not paying all the money for all of that, allegedly. How you not gonna pay all the money for a hit? Like I'm just saying, money don't save you from what's really happening. It actually doesn't. As you see, some money don't save you. Now you lost all that money, on both sides, even Cassie. You know, man, she could have been moving with, she could have went on with Ron Leslie, and she might not even be a conversation about her, right? But we all have choices. We all gotta choose wisely. You know, are there victims? There's not just victims that are women. There are victims that are men too. I just wanted to call that out. I just wanted to call that out. That it makes things worse. It says what he didn't want to pay the server. He didn't want to pay anybody. You can't just do everybody wrong. Just say you're not gonna pay this, you're not gonna pay that. You can, but it's not gonna work out for you. I mean, you can't do that. You can't. Who's gonna be in your corner? And it doesn't even mean like it wasn't even about the money. He just thought it wasn't worth it. He just thought that it wasn't worth it. So at the end of the story, there's a me too and there's a he too, guys. That's all I wanted to say on this live. This man does have a really good chance of winning something. But I wonder how it's going to go. You know, Kathy is a beautiful woman. You know, we talk about pretty privilege a lot of times. Pretty privilege definitely does exist. Look at that lady that wouldn't tell where her kids was at, and they were in the backyard. The blonde hair lady. I mean, it took months. She was walking out them police stations like, I don't know. Quit asking me. If she would have walked up in there looking like Precious, they would have pushed her face into that wall and roughed her up in there. They would have made her say where them kids is at. And y'all know it. Even the detectives was like, I mean, she was so pretty. Like, I mean, hey, this is what you get. Right? So it is what it is. Guys, hit that like button if you rocking with me. I will be back in here on Wednesday. Wednesday. It says pretty don't mean much when you're surrounded by darkness. Oh, of course, because your ugliness always comes out, right? But it does mean something. But I'm just talking about the reality of things. I mean, traffic stops. Even traffic stops. Somebody can get stopped. Real pretty girl, she might not get the business as much as somebody that they don't like. That's all. That's all I'm saying. So, you know, as always, guys, like I always say, logic over everything, you know, logic over emotions. We got to start thinking a little bit better. We all got choices.